Hello Pisces, my name is Megan. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. As always, like and comment on this video if it just so happens to resonate with you. And thank you as well for everyone that's subscribed, for everyone that's liked, commented. I love to hear from you guys, and I just can't appreciate your support enough. So today we're going to go ahead and get into the person that's on your mind. My voice is hoarse and I don't really have a good reason for that, so I don't know. Let's get into it. The person on your mind. Some of you were married and it ended up being a very heartbreaking situation. That's a message out there for somebody. Okay. Yeah. Devil card reverse. This person may very well have had beliefs that were intact that kept them in bad patterns of behavior, if that makes sense. Like, for instance, if this person had addiction problems, they had a belief within inside of them that they weren't good enough without the substances, is kind of what I meant by that. And that could have been a real contention point for you too. However, death card reverse. Some of you may be dealing with a Scorpio. What I'm getting from this is new begin. I can't work around it. That is new beginning energy, reconciliation energy. There's a lot of anxiety when it comes to this connection, a lot of anxiety. I feel like this person had a really difficult time opening up to you emotionally because they hid so much from you with that devil card reverse there. This person's very sexually attracted to you, very physically attracted to you. But I am getting for a few of you out there, this person could have very well had a sex-based addiction. And you know, that seems like such taboo to say on a channel like this, but it's actually something that in our society today runs rampant. Many people are dealing with just that. And you know, I'm not going to say my heart goes out to this person, but at the end of the day, addiction is addiction. So this person or whoever is dealing with something like that, it's an addiction, and you have to actively work through that addiction. And in order to do that, you have to get to the core reason of why you're addicted to something like that, or why you're addicted to other substances. And it can be very hard to do. And my heart goes out to anyone out there dealing with substance abuse issues. You know, I definitely had a huge problem with that at one point in my life a long time ago, and you know, it's funny. No relationship I had, no family member, no jobs, nothing was going to stop me. You know, and the only thing that really did was I just got sick and tired of being sick and tired. And then I went within and I did it little by little. There's all kinds of ways to overcome addiction. But I did it little by little. But I'm getting the sense in this reading that the reconciliation energy, right? New beginning here. Maybe this person is really actively working on these patterns of addiction. Now, it doesn't have to be a sex-based addiction. That was just an example. Yeah, but there's a lot of anxiety about restarting this connection because I feel like you, Pisces, you're really afraid of getting back into something that's going to just be a repeat cycle, which it will be unless this person has done the healing work. Now, if it's been 2 weeks since you guys have split up and you're thinking about reconciliation, I'll tell you right now, that is not enough time for somebody to go within inside of themselves and heal. That's just enough time for someone to realize, oh, I messed up and I lost that person. But it's not enough time for them to actually heal the reason why they lost you. And that's why you're feeling such anxiety right now. I saw it while I was shuffling, and I see it again. I saw this and the Three of Swords while shuffling. That's why I said many of you may be dealing with some sort of marriage or serious commitment that didn't work out. For many of you, you may have been married to this person, or it was a very deep, strong connection, a serious one, right? We all have very serious connections in life, and then we can have the shorter term ones. Neither's worse or better, or none of that, but I am getting this was a very, very significant relationship within your life. It doesn't even have to be love related for some of you. For some of you, this could be a family member. Maybe you're thinking about letting them back into your life, but man, does that give you anxiety. But for most of you, it is a love connection. That Ten of Cups reversed. I feel like at one point too, this person really, really had it together in every way, shape, or form. This person at one point could have owned businesses, and they let their patterns of behavior, their addictions get the best of them. And you're really missing the friendship that you guys had between each other. This is you guys are so attracted to each other. That's why it's so hard to let go of. But I feel like, Pisces, you felt like you had to end this because this person, they had these patterns, they had these addictions. They weren't the same person that you met and fell in love with. But you would like them to be. You're hoping for them to be with this reconciliation energy, but man, your anxiety's off the charts. Some of you may be dealing with a fellow Pisces. Pisces, actually, in general, not all Pisces, obviously, and numerology always supersedes astrology. But they work in tandem with each other. If you're interested in a personal reading where I dive way more into numerology, all of those things, don't hesitate to book a reading with me in the link in the description box below. But what I'm getting from this is this person does want to change for you, but it's going to take them more time. This is who you fell in love with, the Emperor. This person could be an Aries. This person maybe you married. Maybe you were thinking about marrying. It was very, very serious. But they had or have some very serious things that they're needing to work out. But either way, there's such a deep bond and friendship here. I'm not seeing that you're this person's ways, we'll just call them ways, this person's patterns of destruction could have had to do with finances. And if you're married or in a serious commitment where you live with each other and you thought this was going to be someone who was going to really step up, take charge, be that Emperor energy, right? Especially as all the females watching. I mean, don't we love that when that's the case? But I feel like this person took a quick turn, and it didn't take you long to realize this. This person could also have 4 energy. In numerology, 4 energy, they have to constantly be busy doing something all the time. And when it comes to addiction, it's no different. The key with 4s is since they're such a hard-working sign, they have to be working hard at something all the time. The key with 4s is they've always got to make sure that they're keeping it on the straight and narrow with the things that they're addicted to. Because another thing about life path 4s or people born on a 4 day is it's the number of law and order. So this person, if they've had really destructive ways, they may have very well been in trouble with the law if they have that 4 energy. Now 3 energy can get away with a lot more. It's the number of the criminal, right? It sees the 3rd letter in the alphabet. C's all about communication. They can usually talk their way out of it. But people with this 4 energy that I'm seeing right there, they have to do things by the book. They have to steer clear of the law in a bad way. They have to steer clear of any sort of toxic habits that they're going to pick up because they're naturally hard workers. Anyways, can you guys tell I love numerology? Anyways, and astrology, obviously. But there could have been significant financial loss. This person could have actually owned a business. Maybe that was both of your livelihoods for those of you who are married, or at least living together. And when everything was kind of lost, that's what sort of caused this tension, this separation, whatever that is for you. Either way, though, again, with the 2 of Cups, I'm getting strong marriage here. This reading's not going to be for everybody. At the end of the day, though, you know what I'm sensing, Pisces? You and this person will always be close no matter what. So whether this works out romantically or not, or even if it's like a family member, I am seeing that this will come to pass. This will come to pass because this person doesn't want to lose their family. This person had a wake-up call of some sort. And like I was saying about Pisces earlier, I don't remember if I actually said this, but I'll say it again just in case. Pisces, out of all the signs in the zodiac, they tend to struggle with addiction the most. Other signs do as well, obviously, but they tend to struggle the most with addiction because they're just like Kurt Cobain, the lead singer from Nirvana, notoriously addicted. to substances. And it's just, he was also a life path 9 struggle with addiction as well. So I think those two in tandem with each other really was not helpful. But I'm being called to tell someone out there, and I'm not even necessarily talking about the Pisces watching this. I'm getting, some of you may be dealing with a fellow Pisces. I was getting that with the moon card, who may be struggling with addiction. Pisces are very dreamy. They're very creative. I've said this to you guys before. I'll say it again for the new faces. Pisces is by far the most creative sign in the zodiac. They're so creative. You guys are so creative. It always blows my mind. I love it. I would say second would probably be Cancer. Then we have Libra and Taurus with that Venusian energy. But because of all that creativity, because Pisces is very much a sign that, you know, goes with the flow, very mystical, very dreamy. A lot of times they do like to escape. And it's not even in a bad way for Pisces. A lot of times they just get bored. They like to escape into other realities because it is your creative brain, or this person's creative brain. So that may be something that this person is just struggling so hard with if they have Piscean energy, even within their chart. But like I said, these habits, these ways that cause this disarray here, it could have caused financial loss. And we all know when there's finances involved, especially when there's a loss of those finances, man, it can be tough, because we live in a world where money rules the day. You got money, you have freedom, right? Money is freedom. And believe me when I say it took me a long time to develop a good relationship with money, because that's how you attract more money. You have to actually, you know, see the value in money. Because when I was younger, I used to hate money. And spiritually, that was actually very wrong. Money is energy. So we always need to treat money very well. We need to respect money. But believe me, when I was younger, I hated money, because why are some people living in mansions, but there's children starving on the street? It just never made sense. But that's more capitalism that I have a strong disarray for. But I've over time have learned to have a really good relationship with money because of the law of attraction. And money is not evil, but the people that have money and what they do with it determines the evilness or the goodness. Anyways, a lot of people who struggle with addiction, which again, I'm strongly getting in this reading, financial troubles comes along with that. That can be part of it. And I feel like you had just had enough. You had just had enough. The person that you thought was going to be it and good, you got to a point where you had enough, but you are thinking about reconciling here. Let's see. Let's dig in a little bit more. How does this person feel about Pisces at the deepest level? They know that they hid things from you that you didn't see. They also know that their toxic behaviors kept you stuck. With that 9 of Swords reversed there. Yeah, they feel like if they were even to approach you right now, they feel like they know. They know that they know that you have every right to be deeply upset with them. Financial loss of something seriously committed. You know, they really fell off the wagon here in some way, shape, or form. That's just what I'm getting. And although we have this reconciliation energy, this person's scared to death that you're gonna just lay down the law to them, right? The Queen of Swords reversed. Not a nice person. That's someone who's real mad. That's someone who's not going to take anyone's shit. That's somebody who, if you even try to work around and try to manipulate a situation, like let's say this person was like, you know, I have these things, I'm really working on them. Can we try again? Can we try again with this reconciliation energy? They feel like they're going to be met with you being like, hell to the no. I don't like to swear on this channel, but they feel like you're not going to be receptive to them whatsoever. That's just how they're feeling at the deepest level. That doesn't mean that that's where you're at all. And that's mainly because this person feels so guilty. And guilt is something that can come with these things, right? Because there is that financial loss when you're dealing with addictions of any kind. feel like you guys have a very spiritual connection. You guys have a lot of telepathy between each other that I don't even think you're aware of. Yeah, Eight of Wands. This person really, really, really wants to take action towards you because, like I said, this is a connection that it's not a connection that you come across very often, and they know that. They know that. Okay. Does this person want to take action towards improving themselves to get Pisces back? Yes. Yes, Seven of Swords reversed. They want to change. So normally when that's in the upright, that's someone who's like, they'll stab you in the back and laugh about it. It's a real nasty energy. But usually when I see that reversed, especially right now, I'm just kind of intuitively going off of this rather than what the card actually means. I do that once in a great while. Because of the other cards that came out around it. Strongly getting this person wants to drop their bad behaviors. They would like to really, really work on themselves so that they can get back into this energy. Because this person's suffering at the end of the day. They're suffering not just because of the loss of you, your friend, the deep bond that you guys share, loss of finances. It's all of it. It's everything all encompassed. So yes, they want to work on these patterns of behavior because they want to be able to make you a romantic offer, one that actually means something of substance. And they know the only way to do that is to start a brand new cycle, a brand new chapter. So this person's definitely thinking about changing their ways, their patterns of behavior. So in case you're wondering, yes, they are thinking about it. Now, thinking about it and actually changing are two very, very separate things. Very separate things. So my advice to you, Pisces, is make sure that this person not only changes these patterns of destruction that cause this separation, but make sure they do it consistently over a period of time. And that's going to be different for everybody, whether that's 3 months, 6 months, but it has to be consistent in order for that trust to be built back up. Because the last thing you want, Pisces, is to reconcile with somebody like this who's having some of these deeper issues that they need to work on. And I'm not even judging this person. We all have things we need to work on. I'm happy that this person realizes that they need to work on it, right? Always remember too, it's not your job to fix this person, but I'm not even getting that. I'm getting this person wants to fix this because they want you. They want you. They don't want to be with anybody else. In fact, given this person's issues and everything they've struggled with, I'm not seeing any third-party energy, like cheating energy. I'm not saying that wasn't there, but I'm not necessarily seeing that. I'm more seeing financial loss of your trust. This person probably lied to you a lot if they were dealing with addiction and those sorts of things. But this person would like to heal it, make you a romantic offer, one that you deserve. And Pisces, it's going to be up to you to just analyze it. In this instance, become an analyzer, you know? Sure, we can try again, but there's going to be boundaries this time, you know? And just observe. You know, don't even force them. Like, let's say they are struggling with addiction and you guys reconcile and something that seems a little bit off. Don't force them. Don't even necessarily confront it. Just observe. Just watch. People will always tell you who they are if you just sit back and watch. And when you do that over a consistent period of time, whatever time that is for you, probably about 3 to 6 months, people can only hold up a facade for about 6 months. After that, a mask is always going to slip. You'll figure it out if they're back up to their old ways. But just be an observer. Watch this person and the actions that they take to actually change, you know? So that is what I have for you today, Pisces. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And as always, I will definitely see you guys next time.